Hello everyone, welcome to episode something of the Scottish Silverback Podcast. And I think, was it 2 weeks since we last done this?
I think so.
So we will be we'll be making these more consistent, or back to what we were doing before. Obviously, because there was a stint where we were both kind of fucked, and obviously you just want to kind of focus and get your season finished as well. So I've not been like bombarding you to do the podcast or anything like that. So we promise that we'll get these back up and running, because we get good feedback from these. I know, I think we both kind of think we just talk shite most of the time, but I've had a few people approach me in my gym being like, oh, listen to the podcast and that. I'm like, right, do you? Okay, fair enough.
So it's like sometimes when we cover questions that not many people ask or not many people know, a topic not many people want to speak about, and like it's, even though we think we're just speaking and nobody's fucking listening, there usually is somebody listening, and it's actually quite fun. And they can then actually, I've had so many mails afterwards, like people saying, "Oh, can I get your advice on this?" And you spoke about it, and it's like, fucking, I don't even know this many people.
Yeah,
so it's good.
That's the same kind of feedback I get as well. It's strange when kind of people just want to listen to us talk. I mean, like the same regard, like especially up here. There's not many of us in terms of like bodybuilders, so I think a lot of people kind of want to see the insight into what we do in that. So, how are you feeling 7 days out?
Pretty tired. More so, my body just feels battered. It's just kind of hit the last legs of being able to fucking do this. I mean, that's coming up to like almost 36 weeks. So it has been a long time, specifically for how like we train, more so like how I've been training. It's very tough. I mean, it's built my look this year that I can really be very proud of, and I don't regret how I train or anything. So as much as very tiring on the body at the moment, it's built my look that's very competitive on stage. So I don't regret it in any sense of how much I'm hurting and stuff, but it's brought me a lot of issues in the last little while, just with the joints getting dry, tendons getting really tired out, and just a few things. It's not major issues, but I mean, like my shoulders are just fucking fried at the moment. I'm actually surprised how well my knees and stuff have held up, but it's mostly like just shoulders, I think, and just like my body just feels battered a lot of the time. So taking a lot of rest and try to incorporate less volume in sessions to accommodate that. So I'm trying to manage that fatigue, but I mean, it's last week now, so as much as I was going to do my last heavy session tomorrow, which was going to be a back session, me and Jamie have spoken, we've decided just to kind of go into more pump sessions, just like squeeze blood flow now. So it's really preserving, because my shoulders just can't take anymore. So I think that's going to be the plan for this week. 4 days of training, maybe a session when I get there, and we'll just take it from there. Just try dry out and get my body fresh, because it's just needing it.
When do you get there? On Friday?
Thursday I fly.
No, that's all right then. All right, fair enough. I think obviously being both coaches ourselves, see, when you tell people to pull back in the last week, like they don't get it, especially for obviously first timers, because you're like, right, I need you. You've just spent 19 weeks fucking hammering it if it's a 20-week prep. And then you're like, right, I want you to go in and do fucking nothing. It's hard in that mentality, because especially you're so close. Because I know like what used to happen to me in the past, when I would like start putting carbs back in, I'd feel dynamite, and then I'd be like, right, okay, I'm going to train, put proper sessions in. But then you don't realize that actually is like it's just a temporary like kind of glazing over actually how your body's actually is. Your body's fucked, but like you get that little bit of
my fuck's going from like the extremes. So it's like, right, like when you're coming into shows, like my food's not low now, but probably if you're coming to like a first show, you're really fucking dieting into it. Like your food's low, carbs are low, you're still battering like however you start your session, but maybe like 9 to 15 heavy sets per body part or something like that, and you're really fucking giving the beans. You go into your last week, you're loading up on carbs, and you're doing like fucking 2 exercises per body part with like 3 sets. You're like, what the fuck? This is not going to happen. I'm going to look like a fucking watery bag of shit. But obviously it doesn't translate to that, but it's like your mind's just not there.
It's happened a few times this year with some of my clients, and they're like, they would check in on like the Wednesday before a show, and they're like, "Yes, I've got DOMs." I was like, "No, I don't want you to have fucking DOMs. That's not the point. I told you not to do that." But it's one of my clients. He uploaded videos of him training, and I was sitting and watching, going, "For fuck's sake," you know what I mean? Like spotter, fucking.
That's exactly what probably Jamie does to my videos I upload right now. Every time I check in and like I'm saying, "Oh, fucking," he's like, "How you feeling?" So I'm like, "I'm a bit tired." He's like, "Stop fucking doing deadlifts. Stop fucking squatting six fucking plates." I'm like, "Fuck, sorry."
I think I've said that to you before as well, man. Like, mate, what the fuck are you doing?
But it's honestly the fact, like, I wouldn't do it if I felt like I was. I mean, like, look at my hack squats yesterday. It's not like any of those reps are fucking struggling. They were clean reps, and it was not like I was really forcing them out. I stopped like within a good range of myself. I didn't like force out a spot or rep, nothing like that. And I was just trying to keep the load. But I mean, I can understand where I'm coming from, but I just see like what I built. And if I can still do it, I'm going to keep doing it in that way. But now it's like,
yeah, no, I know what you mean, but it's one of those things. So, and just taking it day by day just now, yeah.
Yeah, checking every day is now. I'll pretty much just be like, I'm not depleted. I'm staying in a nice balance of not full, not flat. And my condition's getting better every day, which is really fucked up because I'm not exactly doing too much, and my food's like at a nice place. But you know yourself, no matter how much food you get at this point, unless you're like binging on crap and a lot of excess food, you're not going to feel any better. So as much as I'm still getting an okay amount of food, just like the energy is not there, your brain focus is not there.
Yeah.
I'm just like getting to that point to like kind of wanting to see this out where a bit more food comes in, you're starting to feel a bit normal after the rest from the sessions and the fatigue's dropped off, and you can start to focus much more on the show. So yeah, I'm just kind of ticking it off day by day.
Give it. Aye, it's strange, isn't it? Like you think you're gonna feel incredible, but you know you've been in starvation for fucking how long? 6 months, 6+ months. But you're not going to correct that with a fucking bowl of oats. You know what I mean? So
like yesterday when I had my day, I had Jamie does like the muffins like pre and post, and it's like, oh man, it was like literally like fingernailing, fucking pop off the wrapper, like a fucking.
Aye.
And it's like, oh, you're like the last mouthful was like, oh my god, that was so fucking good.
Aye, and you're
it's not enough.
You were saying to me, it's like you get fucking so emotional at the end of a meal. You're like, I can't believe this is ending. Like,
I know.
It's the worst thing
like
ever.
Salmon and rice, you're looking like, oh man, I'm half done. Fuck.
It's fucking mad. But like, it was a good discussion I had on fucking which podcast was it? I can't remember. But like, they were saying that like, I think we might have said it before, but like dieting never gets easier because you do your first prep, you see how fucking difficult it is, and you put yourself through hell to get in that first year of conditioning. But then the next year, you get to that point, you can handle that point now. But then the goal is like, right, okay, let's see how far we can push it from that point.
Benchmarks further.
Yeah. So like, it never gets easier, in my opinion. It just, you learn how to deal with it up to a certain point. So like that level of starvation that you dealt with the first time, you're like, right, that's fine, I can handle that. Because like that past prep there, that's the hardest I've pushed diet wise. So Patrick had me on about 120 gram of carbs for, I think the longest I went was like 9-10 days on that, and that was fucking hell. Like literally, like having to stop.
The folk our size, that's like you can't fathom like what that does to your body. Like the more muscle you carry, the less carbs you're on. It's just like it's such starvation for the muscles. Like they're fucking drained.
Yeah,
it's so much harder.
It's mental. So so like you said, it's just benchmarks, and it's Dusty Hanshaw, that's who it was, and it's like you see when you get to a point, like we've both been there where you're like, I feel kind of good, and I know I shouldn't. What does that mean? And then like, it's fucking weird.
You're worried.
I know. Like this should be hard.
I'm not training hard enough and dying hard enough here. I need to do something.
I need to fucking die. I need to be dying. It's a strange mentality. But
the other day, I can't remember who the fuck it was I was speaking to, but somebody was like, how do you feel? And I literally just like looked at them for a good almost 20 seconds. I was like, I don't actually know. I don't know what normal feels like. I literally like I'm fucked, and like it just feels normal. Like I've been in this state for so fucking long now, like months. I've not been like on a buzzing high and full of energy for so long. I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
So weird to like think that. I never thought about it. I was just like, I'm dying. I'm just getting through the days. And it's like, someone asked like, how you feel? It's like, I was just trying to say fine, but I was like, am I fine?
It's that
I
feelings
don't
of
know
no
what
man's
fine
land.
feels like. I'd like, this is my normal. I don't know what the other normal feels like. It's been so long, and it's a very strange feeling when you think about it.
Aye. Like you get to a point where just reminding yourself that that this is only temporary, that stops at a certain point, and then before you know it, you're just like, right, this is just life now. This is just feeling like shite, and like taking 9 attempts to get out of the seat is normal. And so
rolling out the sofa making bear noises, like, oh my god.
Everything.
I just watched Rob Taylor's second installment of his Rome trip, and like it kind of travels into what I was saying, but it's like what I was just saying. How we were just out for a walk, and it's you can see the whole process of what you do from the outside of like his videos. It was quite in depth of like from eating the meals throughout the day, every single little bit, getting into the Uber to get to the place, pump up, the on stage time, and then it's like the afterwards a bit of it, and it's like you don't think about it until you actually watch somebody that in depth. And it's like, as much as you are so focused and hyped and ready to fucking battle, and it's like you want that win so bad, you see, if it doesn't go your way, yes, there's going to be a good 5-10 minutes when you're sitting there backstage like, fuck, almost had it. But then he was in the restaurant with like 30 people, and it's just his face just like changed, lit up, and it's like that moment where it's over. You don't think about it, it's gone. You're with like your friends, your family, all loved ones, having like what you look forward to, the food, and it's like that worry is gone. And like people don't realize that weight that comes off your shoulders. Like, and that's like once you've done a show, like that moment you think about quite a lot. It's like what's kind of getting me through basically like getting to spend time with her after the show and have food and drinks and stuff like that. And I can't wait for that. But like obviously you got to focus so much on like the show, but it's just strange to think like that moment after is like you just don't think about what's just went on. It comes and goes as much as you fucking want it with like the depth of your soul. You just think afterwards like, oh, there's gonna be another time. I've just went through like 6 months for this moment, but I'm really enjoying this moment now with food. It's like it's
I compare it to like, see, like you're doing like your like a heaviest squat you've ever fucking done, and you rack it, and you're like, oh, fuck. That's what it compares like to me. Just that fucking like it's just a release, even if
it's like that final rep on the hardest leg thing. It's just like you do it and you lie on the phone. You're like, it's like it's over. It was amazing. It's over.
Because like even backstage, once you come off backstage, when it's all done, said and done, you've not touched food yet, but already your mood's changed. Obviously, the adrenaline kicks in and all that as well. That's a big factor. But I feel like we both clearly fucking love what we do. We love doing this, and we love every aspect of it. But yeah, that end point.
I'll try to tell people like you'll never understand. I don't know anything else in life that can give you that relief feeling. Like nobody knows the suffering you've went through. If it's 20 weeks, 30 weeks, 40 weeks. To get to this point, and as much as like you want it, but lens, like when you walk off stage and that moment's done, win or lose, the fucking relief that leaves your body, it is the best feeling in the world. And that I sometimes think that's a bad thing to say, because you don't want that. You want, like, obviously you're bodybuilder, you love what you do, you want to be on stage, you want to win, but it's just like this thing. I can't even describe it. It's just this relief that leaves you, and it's amazing. And it's like, I'm free. I get to go do like what I want. I can have water. I can fucking. There's no structure. There's no like strictness to that day anymore. It's like I'm fucking free to go do what I want. And that's like such a nice feeling.
And then 2 days later, you're like that. You're sitting going, I need structure. I need to get back to my fucking routine.
I know, like after a day, like shit, I'm fat.
Well, it's funny when I walked in the gym after that prep, and everyone was like, fucking hell, he actually talks. It's weird. People were still kind of like that, like because they didn't know if they should come and talk to me. But it's strange, mate. But Not long now. Days now.
I've changed from my overhead headphones to like the wireless buds.
Balaclava.
I've always got my hood up. So usually when I've got the hood up, I have my headphones on the outside, and like folk know that's like a fucking bolt, mate. Don't fucking speak to me.
Mm-hmm.
But because they can't see the headbuds, everyone's like,
Aye.
trying to fucking speak to you, and I'm just like, don't fucking speak to me. I don't want to speak.
There's two guys at Future Fitness. I won't name them because I think one of them watches this. And mate, I had to fucking every time I saw him in the gym, I had to sprint past him. I'd go like, and just run past him. He'd be like, "All right, Andy, how you doing?"
There's a boy in the gym, like he must just want to have conversation. Like he's maybe lonely, I don't know, but he's about like my age. But it's like he just wants to speak. Mm-hmm. I just have the biggest fuck off sign on my face of all time. Like all the time.
I know that.
Yeah. Even if I walk, like my face parallel to the floor, hood up, like I can't see anything but my feet, like that. Right? It's just like, mate, honestly, I'm not in the mood.
I know. Fucking, you come so close. It wasn't this prep, but it was 2019. I remember a boy came up to me and he was just like, "All right, mate." I was like, "All right." And he's like, "Can I talk to you about online coaching?" I was like, "Yeah, can you just wait till the end of my session, mate?" Like being pure snappy.
Email me.
Yeah, he never came back to me for online coaching. So I must have pretty much fucking snapped at him. So, but that's the only occasion I can think of where I was like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have been like that." But it's part of it. Eh? So,
how you feeling starting prep again?
Yeah, good, mate. To be honest, I don't even feel like I came out of that one, to be honest.
Yeah, you've stayed very regimented. We're always regimented, but it's like you've not, as much as you walked off that stage, like not wanting to compete again, you did.
Yeah.
Since, even though you were like, "I'm done, I'm not doing this," there's like, you could see from your actions of like post-show and like your mindset and how you were speaking, it's like, I don't think you want to leave it there.
Yeah, it was like I just I didn't intentionally let the dust settle, but once it had settled, it was 2 weeks after I decided to do the Arnold USA. I was just like, don't know. I know I'm not done, basically. So no, but 16 weeks out this past Friday. Everything's good to go. I've got obviously the apartment booked. I've registered and it's all happening. So as we discussed, it's like there's going to be some fucking mutants at that show. Like, so it's keeping me motivated though. And like at this stage, we've competed so many times that you just don't care anymore. You don't care who shows up. I'm just going to put in the graft and bring a much better physique than I brought to the Arnold UK. So
the only person I've seen that I know is going to be in my class is the guy that won the supers in Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
He actually trains with the guy you took a photo with. Is it Tim?
Oh, Budenstein.
He trains with him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's training.
All right. All right, cool.
You're German.
Was he with him in Birmingham?
I'm not sure. There was photos of him got put up today on Bodybuilders Without Borders.
Right. Okay. Because when I was in Birmingham, when I took that photo with Tim, like I said to his mate, I just handed his mate my phone, and I was like, "Can you take a photo?" And the boy was like, "Aye, no problem." He's an IFBB pro as well.
Oh, he's not.
I think he is, but the guy that he's with, so it can't be him then. And the guy was like, "I'm taking my photo. Like, you're not gonna ask me for a fucking photo as well." I was like, "I mean, I don't know who the fuck you are." But I look back going, "Fuck, maybe he was a pro, and I've just fucking outshone him with his pal." But no, but he looks good. The guy that you sent, the guy that won the Hungary show.
Yeah, he is good. But it's a strange. He's got such a small waist and like a bubbly look to some body parts, but he just doesn't seem to carry the thickness. He definitely doesn't carry the thickness in the back. He's got no back. Obviously, I'm not going to say he's going to match my glutes because he's not. The legs, he's got good quads, not a good hamstrings or that. So I think he's going to beat me from the back on my side shot. So we'll see. But he's got a very good, aesthetically pleasing front.
Mm-hmm.
His most muscular is very nice. He's a very of Rafa, most muscular. So it's good. But we'll see. That's the only guy I know that's doing the supers. The only guy I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, it's an amateur Olympia. You'd think there'd be a fair few boys, but
I think it's just that time in the year where people are like, I mean, I'm fucking spent. I think whoever's held on is just fucking hungry for a pro card, like, because they know
literally holding on.
It's a class win. It's not an overall win, so it's just whoever wins your class is going to have a fucking card.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon it will be me and him battling out.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good show, mate. It'll be time, mate. For all those that are interested, is there going to be a live stream?
I would assume so. They've not posted anything yet. They usually wait last minute. They'll put it out this week. They've been changing quite a few things with timings and registration and stuff. So I reckon it will come. They're just not put out yet.
Cool.
Because I know there was a lot of new rules got put out this week. So I'm not too sure what they're doing about the venue because they had to cap the classes.
All right, okay. Recently.
Well, the registration got cut like last week, but they said the classes are capped now. They're too full.
All right, okay. Fair enough.
I don't know. Well, the only people I can ever see tagging and posting is men's physique. I mean, their classes are going to be fucking stacked.
Standard, eh?
Oh man, fucking hell! That's all I ever see. I don't see any bodybuilders like doing anything. Most of the end of their season, big time.
Aye.
This must be like one of the last shows, really, in this kind of district.
Is it it's the last amateur Olympia, isn't it, of the year?
Japan was this weekend, so I think it would be. I think there's the Brazilian one. I don't know if that's passed or not.
Right. Okay.
Definitely for this area, yeah, it's the only one.
Oh well, mate. No, it's gonna be interesting to see. To see.
Was it expensive? All the stuff to Ohio?
The apartment I got a pretty good deal on. So we're going there for the week prior to the show.
Yeah.
So I think that cost us just over £700.
That's all right
for the week. But the hotel is right across the street from the convention center. So it's like there's the Airbnb's building, and then actually there's a car park across the road. I've actually parked in that before. And then there's just a bridge across the highway into the convention center. So it's so good. There's a walkable gym. I don't think we'll use that gym though, but there's gyms everywhere. And so yeah, we're going to go to New York for 3 days after it. So all the flights, Glasgow, London, Columbus, fucking JFK, whatever, and then back to Manhattan is costing us about $2,000 in terms of flights. So it's but we were going to go to New York anyway at the end of next year, so we might as well just tie it in. It just makes sense too. So probably saving a bit in terms of doing that. But I can't remember how much it was registered, but I think I told you at the time, but I can't remember what it was. But it was way more than the Arnold UK, and I was like, "Well,
of course, going to be
exactly." So it's.
Somebody asked me like the other day. They're like, "Why do you always do like the big shows?" I'm like, "Why not?
Why not?
It's easy going to do. I mean, I'm not going to say like the other shows are easy. They're not. I mean, like there's still good up to like the other shows, like your Hungaries, your Poland shows. There's still good winners of those shows. But I mean, I don't know. I just look for the names of the show, like the Amateur Olympia, the Arnold Classic. That's like what the shows you hear and see, and like it's like I don't know. I just want to be there. I want to be that level. I want to win at a level that is like you could probably name all the people who won their pro cards the Arnold.
Yeah.
Or go and name all the pros that won the pro card at the Hungary show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But just like it's a statement in my sense. I've always wanted to be the best at what I do, and I want to make that like known in a statement. I don't just want to.
I mean, for me, it's like justification. So like, if I think of myself as having any success in pro ranks, I might as well do the hardest qualifier I can possibly do, because then that's going to, tell me that, right, okay, yeah, you are good enough to go up. So, I mean, I some big names have won the amateur, the USA Arnold, like Roy Winkler is one of them. In 2009, he won it. And there's obviously quite a lot of other boys as well. So it's going to be a big show, but I'm not. You know me, mate. I'm not letting that get to me. I don't give a fuck. It's just one of those things. So,
I mean, it's not. I mean, like we would like to class ourselves as like fairly good amateurs. I mean, I've never got any lower than a third. and you're probably very similar, apart from your first time in the class. But I mean, other than that, we've first, seconds, thirds. I've got 1/3, like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like 3 firsts, whatever. It's like, this is like, when you make like those things, you're like, I want to go and prove myself to the fucking creme de la creme, like the top boys, the top shows. I want to win those shows, and it's just something, I guess, like you want to aim and strive for.
Yeah.
Not to do the other shows. I just want to keep being the best at what I do, and I want to keep winning the bigger shows.
I mean, it boils down to, I always tell people who compete from up here, like, go and compete in England, like do the Scottish shows, but go and compete in England, because there's sometimes, like, just for instance, the PCA Scottish, something like this year was good. The standard this year was really, really high, and obviously the year you won overall, the standard was high. But sometimes it's a bit of a hit or miss in Scotland in terms of quality. That's why I always say, like, do Scottish shows and then at least do one in England, and really find, if you really want to take this seriously, do that to find where you're sitting, because they'll not show you up is the wrong word, but that is, competing in England will tell you where you're sitting,
where you truly stand, where you are as a bodybuilder or an athlete or a competitor, whatever. That's you standing next to the better or the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just due to population down there and the talent pool. It's literally, bodybuilding is more popular in England than it is up here.
100%. So the whole of everything there is bigger and better. So
yeah, so
you definitely have to compare yourself to these kind of people, for sure.
I mean, that's what Graham told me back in the day. He's like, if you want to know where you are, go to England. And I done, the first English show I done was a Leeds UKPFF. So yeah, it's that's what I'd recommend to anyone who's thinking about competing next year, like the first time, when obviously, because the off seasons are coming to an end now. So yeah, definitely kind of looking to doing an English show at least. So yeah. I mean, I'll move on to the next kind of topic. Obviously, I want to touch on it just basically because I'm gonna do something about it. I just put up a vlog. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but a vlog about
the health thing, just what seems to be the current topic this week.
Yeah, I don't want to rinse the whole Sean Roden thing, because I'm fucking sick and tired of it's been too many YouTubers and fitness whatevers have done too much on it. So, but I'm
not going to like say bad about his name. He was a great bodybuilder, and like these things happen. We don't even know if it was anything to do with what he's done or what he's taken. I mean, it could be an underlying heart condition. We have no idea. So we're not going to speculate and say we know, because we don't. Yeah.
So off the back of that, like I got my heart scanned in 2018. So I went to this company, for anyone who's interested, called Heart Scan UK. They're a private company, and the doctor, I forget her name, she's an Irish doctor. She's the cardiologist for the FA, or one of the top advisors for the FA. So it was Luke Sandow that put up a story about them years ago, and I just remembered it. And so I went to 2018, got an ECG, which monitors like your rhythm and stuff of your heart. And then I got an echocardiogram, which is basically like a pregnancy scan for your heart, so they can see like the walls of your heart and how thick they are and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be doing that just before the 12-week, before I go to Dubai anyway, just to make sure everything is all right on that front. I mean, there was nothing wrong last time. What they did pick up on last time was that I've got what's called, quote unquote, an athlete's heart. So it's like a thicker, denser heart, but that's obviously due to the demand that we put our bodies through. You know, it is more, health complications are more prominent in bodybuilding because of all the shit we do and the stress we put in our bodies, but athlete's heart occurs across all sports. So I'm just doing this to kind of make sure everything's kind of spot on. So they do, like, it's a specific sports screening, because obviously we've tried to go down the GP route before, and if you go to a GP and say to them, look mate, I want my heart scanned with an MRI or an echocardiogram or whatever, they're gonna be like, nah, I'm not doing it, because the reasons for you getting one isn't worthy of us checking, basically. So there's very few companies that I know of that will do it without a referral. And this company is obviously one of them. So I think in 2018 I paid $350, which is a fair bump, but you're only doing it once every year, every 2 years, depending on how vigilant you want to be with it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing soon as well. And then obviously blood work and all that as well, just to see how things are taking over. But I mean, I'm sure you're the same. I'm more than aware of the risks that this sport carries, and I'm willing to take the measures to ensure that everything's spot on. And I think so long as that's the case, I'm still going to do everything that we do in the sport. So
yeah, it's you need to, obviously, if you get into this, you need to know the risks, and like if you don't, then you're fucking retarded. Because obviously, if you're putting foreign substances in your body, it's obviously not meant to be there. So you need to understand the health conditions that can come with that, or the side effects, or whatever. But it comes with any sport. Usually, any performance sport is going to come with a risk. You're going to be an F1 driver. You have to be prepared. You could crash into a wall 220 miles an hour without fucking any brakes on the car.
Yeah,
you fucking die in a split second. That's just something that could occur. Even if no fault your own, a fucking mechanic could have fucking cut the line. Anything.
Yeah.
But we're doing this at a high level, so people are going to take substances to win. That is just, if it's not regulated or tested, you better believe a lot of people are going to pump a lot of shit in their body because they believe that is the way they're going to win. Not always the case, we know that, but sometimes you just can't tell people that more is not more.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously there's a very healthy way, well, not a very healthy, but there's a healthier way to go about doing this kind of stuff that we know of, that many people know of, that a lot of people ignore, in a sense. There's a lot of, obviously, vitamins, minerals, health supplements, stacks that are going to help with the side effects that come with taking steroids. And that's like something that we need to limit in the sport, and also for our own health benefits.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, definitely. It's something that I kind of took. Obviously, even the whole health supplement industry as a whole, that's not. It's pretty fucking new. You know?
Oh yeah, man. Look at, I
recent.
bet you the guys from the 90s took fuck all.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're not like in worse fucking shape than they are.
Yeah, I mean, they took like maybe a multivitamin. that was about it. No, for me, when I was younger, yeah, I did. I tried higher doses of this, and pushed up to 294 pounds. I don't think I had done anything too reckless. Never used diuretic. So, but yeah, I have pushed the gear doses in that. Because actually what I was on with Patrick was actually the lower than what I was doing before. So yeah, I would say, like I said, I wouldn't say I've done anything reckless, but I wish I had taken more and of an effort to kind of make sure everything was spot on. On the same note, I don't know how much shit you're gonna get for this one, but like, you have to fucking push your body. Like, that applies to all aspects across the sport. Training, nutrition, you have to push it. And if you want to be a super heavyweight bodybuilder, like, you're not going to be able to run 250 milligram of tests and 2 IU GH and think you're going to be on a top Arnold stage or a pro stage. Let's face it. So you better start taking note. And if the health markers are there, I think, right, if a doctor turned around and said you need to stop, I think I'd stop. Obviously, I've not got kids or anything like that, but I think just for the sheer fact that I want to see a bit of life, I think I would listen. But until that happens, I'm going to make sure that my health's in check, but I'm going to push, you know.
Yeah, I'll put my hands up and say I'm the angel. When I first started taking gear, I was a dumb shit. Well, I wasn't a dumb shit by taking tons, but I didn't know fuck all about like the sides or what I should be taking to counteract and this and that. And next thing, I mean, fuck me, I didn't even really know what PCT was until, like, obviously I had to learn myself, research, to listen to a lot of people. listen to podcasts, whatever. It was like when you realise what damage like this stuff does, you're like, holy shit, what have I been doing? And I'm very, very fortunate. Like when I'd first done my bloods, they were fine. And I was like, Christ, my body must have been combating that stuff pretty well. But then, like, obviously, the more you use, then the more damage you're going to occur and create. And I mean, last year when I came off my season, we got my bloods done like straight after the show. And obviously, they were not going to be good. They were never going to be good because we'd done what? That was a long season with all COVID and everything. It was like 8 months. And then we did a little push after, and it was like, they weren't great. They weren't like fucking horrendous, but I mean, they were like big need to come off and reset. But then that took me 8 weeks, and I got all checked again, and they were all well within the markers, all green.
Yeah.
So it's like, as much as like obviously we should probably not just go by the time we go straight into the green and go right, fucking go. We need to assess like why these ones are maybe so high. This one's like just about a range. Like, what can I do to really make that one come down so they're closer to the range? It's not going to be too damaging. That's what I think is going to be my main focus for this coming year.
And that's obviously the bloods in themselves are the evidence for cycling. I mean, how many guys do we know that just run the same fucking shite all year round, years at a time, with no coming off, no cruising, no PCT, no cold turkey periods.
No.
You know, it's, yeah, you might get back into the green quite quickly, but what are you doing in the time that you're on? That's when it kind of fucking matters. So, yeah, it's.
But definitely what you said is like, you're just not going to get here easy. There's no way, unless you're an absolute freak, you're going to get to be a super heavyweight or an open pro bodybuilder without pushing boundaries. It's like, somebody said, I can't remember who it was, but somebody asked me, like, how could you go, like, and pull that off the floor or get under that hack or get under that bar and, like, do that? And, like, I am fully fucking prepared that weight could wreck something for me. It could fully snap my knee. I could fully blow out the disc in my back. I'm fully prepared that weight would cause some serious damage. One wrong move, and that's going to fuck me up. I could end my career. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that because I know I need to do that stuff to be where I am and be better. Yes, people can like say you don't need to lift heavy weight, you don't need to do this or that. My results in the last year of what I've done to my physique say that I do. That is what's working for me. And I want to keep doing that because it's giving me the results and the size and the condition and the dense look to my physique. That's got me that. So I'm going to keep doing that. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you say I should go do loads of high reps and this, that, and the next thing. That heavy basic stuff fucking works for me. So I need to do that. And I'm fully prepared it could fuck me up one day. But until that time, I need to do that to be at the level I'm at because that's the risks you need to take.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of summed it up there. Like it's,
and people are scared of that. They truly are scared of that. You can see some people who go pick up weights or they're way to do a weight, and it's like they could lift that, but there's that doubt in their mind of what could go wrong, or it's too heavy, and they're like the focus and like that mental block is there, and it's like you see them bailing. It's like I've watched people like say fucking pull 180 off the floor for like 6-7 reps, and then they go to pull 190 and it won't move. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like a major what the fuck moment because like that should come off the floor, no bother.
Yeah.
It's like that mental block is there. It's like, oh, it's a new weight. Oh, it's like little things like that. It's like you can't help that if you want to progress and be where you like where we are or where you want to be in that aspect of like the size game or achieving the physique you want. You need to fucking have no fear in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. Look around you. Just walk down any main street in any town or city in the UK. How many people do you see are in shape? Like, it's fucking rare. It is so rare, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason that, like, there's only a certain amount of people who their flight or fight system is a bit skewed. You know what I mean? It's all fight. And that applies to every sport. I mean, I'm sure some of the best fighters in the world, their flight or fight doesn't even fucking exist. You can't fly away. You know what I mean? Like, you have to fucking be willing to go in and take hits and really, you know, suffer.
Going down to a simple fact is like, oh, I feel full, I don't want to finish this meal. Fuck off. Like, fucking finish that meal. Mm-hmm. That meal's going to make the difference. All those meals you're not finishing are going to make the difference. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're fucking full. Who cares? Get it down.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's like, I don't understand people like that. Like, oh, I didn't have all my meals, or I just felt it was too much. I didn't eat it. It's like, of course it's too much. That's why it's there. It's a lot of fucking food.
It is too much.
I know, it's a lot of fucking food. You're meant to eat it to grow. I don't care if you're full.
I know. It's being coach is very, like, eye-opening as to just how little people want to put in for 100% result. But you know,
you know, like these, like what we're saying, it's like Chris Bumstead's motto, pressure is a privilege. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I realized that it's like the other week, because like, as much as like I'm absolutely dying, and like I'll look at people like enjoying their weekend, like ordering takeouts, or they're going out for food with their families, or they're going to cinema, they're doing this, they're doing that, and I'm like, fuck, I can't fucking wait to do this, or I can't wait to be off. And it's like, you need to look at like your situation, like what we're in, and like realize we're like away, go up on like such big stages and battle to like possibly for a win in a pro card. Not many fucking people can like ever get there or even attempt that. And it's like, we need to be thankful for like we are that, for who we are and what we're doing, and that pressure we're under. It's a fucking privilege to be there.
Yeah.
I really hit home like the other week when I was just like grinding away. I was like, fuck, I don't know if I can fucking finish this. And it's like, where I am is a privilege. And a lot of people would probably love to be in the position I'm in. As much as I'm dying, they would love to be doing this for what I'm doing and like almost living it as a life.
It was the other day, I can't remember what my training partner Chris said, but he said something like, but you could be working for a living. I must have been complaining about something. I do a lot of complaining, mate. And he said, you could be working for a living. And he thought like he like semi-insulted me, but I was like, I kind of went, oh fuck, I don't actually, you know what I mean? Like, all I do is lift weights and eat chicken and rice. You know,
it's fucking great. But I mean, like, it's not like that just happened. Like,
I know.
The whole process to get here, and we've made a bit of a name, and we've kind of made a statement, and like people want us for advice, and it's like, that didn't just like happen in a week. That's taken years of like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit more, a little bit there, blah blah blah, to carry it to where we are now. We get to do this. It's like someone said to me in the gym yesterday, they're like, oh, did you get the new jumpers from Warehouse? And I was like, well, I only wear free stuff now. He laughed, and he's just like, it's funny, the more successful you get, the more free shit you get. Yeah. So you don't have to pay for stuff. And I was like, well, it's what it is. It's like, because I was fully kitted out on my fucking strength and my strength shop at Monster Factory. I was like, yeah, I'm for free stuff. I don't pay for that anymore. So it's like, if it's free, I'll take one.
I know. There is a part of me that is like, when does this end? I feel like this is too good to be true sometimes. I think it comes like you've commented on like how stingy I can be sometimes with money. And I think that's purely down to the fact, like, I don't know, I'm just scared in case this one day I wake up and it's just like, it just ends. Yeah. I don't want to be a prick with my money and like buy stuff I can't afford and all that. And
the way I see it, like every time, is like, I'm just starting, and it's not like I've ever went downward or went backwards. Yeah. I'm continually going up. So yeah, it's going to get to a point where it's like, I've squeezed this lemon for all it's worth, and I'm going to have to go down some other avenue. But that time will come. But right now, like, I'm just getting started. Like, we're not pros. We're not a level we're greatly known. There's so many other things we could fucking get with this lemon. And I still see, like, obviously that process on, but it's like, you'll know for yourself, like right now, obviously I get up, I'll go to the gym, I'll cardio, I'll do abs, and I'll pose, do my check-ins, and I'll come home, and like that. Once when like that morning routine's done, it's like meal one. That's like the best thing it is, because even after that's like, I'm still not going to fucking work. I'm going to go sit and fucking do check-ins. It's not like I'm leaving the house, but I get to sit, have my coffee. I've just had my fucking food. I'll have another meal, go train. I was like, life's pretty good. Even though you're dying and stuff like that, life's pretty good.
I'm sitting watching fucking Walking Dead while doing check-ins and shit. It's like, you can't do that in an office.
No.
And obviously we've obviously we've both worked in oil and know how shit it is and all that. But yeah, it's like you said, that's what I have to say to myself is like, it gets better. It doesn't get worse.
It only gets better if you get better at doing what you're doing, or you constantly want to be better. If you take the piss and just get comfy, then obviously it's not. But I mean, we're always trying to go down new avenues, like we're YouTube content, we're doing this, we're trying to do big shows, we're trying to reach out to people, do this and that. So it's like we're constantly trying to be better at what we do and help people. So it's not like we're just getting very comfy and we're like not reaching out to take more clients on it. And
obviously I do feel bad sometimes with because my desk is here and the living room couch is just there, and I do feel bad sitting here like a lot of the day, like, well, put it bluntly, like not really paying much attention to Reagan and that. But we kind of sat down, we discussed it, and it was just like the thing I've got going just now, I just feel like I need to constantly give to it. Obviously we do these podcasts on a Sunday night. That's one thing, and like sometimes when I'm sitting watching TV, I'm like, I could be doing something, so I'll whip out my laptop, and even if I just stare at my fucking diet plan, at least I feel like I'm doing something towards like my goal. It's strange, but like but we go back to the point where I'm just so kind of grateful for that kind of the ability to have something that I'm just so focused on. I wish it was something that gave me billions per year, but it might one day. But it's good to be in a place where you just fucking love what you do. And I think very few people find that in life, and I think it is a crying shame that people will go from like 23 to 65 just doing the same shit and not really wanting to push anything, again, being comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to stay in your lane and all that, but then don't complain if you can't pay your bills, you can't go on holidays, you can't buy this, you can't buy that. It's there. It's I think kind of going down a wee rabbit hole here, but you were born in one of the greatest countries on the planet with the amount of opportunity that we have. Look at the fucking money we make from just fucking telling people how to squat and how to deadlift and that. You wouldn't be able to get that in a lot of countries in the world. And take action and kind of find something, anything that if you're passionate about, like fucking see, it's even like this, like see if you're passionate about football, start up a YouTube account and start reviewing games. Guarantee people will fucking listen. You know what I mean? And you never know who's listening. I mean, like I said at the start of this podcast, like people have approached us saying, "Oh, I love your podcast" and that, and I was like, you look at them and go, "Fuck, I never thought you'd watch like a bodybuilding podcast," but fair enough to you, fair play. So there's opportunity out there everywhere, and I think people are just waiting for that handout. And there's a lot of things that a lot of tools you can utilize that from the government and like free information online and these kind of like free stuff that goes up on social media and that. But get out there and find something that you want to push, because
people have probably come up to you in your life and like thought like such a boring life, I couldn't do what you do. It's like there's no, like, you have nothing, like no excitement, this, that, and the next thing. And I'm like, you've worked out the same job for like 10 years. You're probably on the same fucking salary for the last 10 years. All you do is go out the weekend and get pissed. Like, what have you got to show for it? I'm like, I've got loads of memories. I'm like, so what the fuck? Like, I've got fucking memories too. Like, I'll remember how fucking hard I worked to achieve what I've achieved. And I'm still progressing every year, not just in my physique, but in my business of myself and I'm earning more, I'm giving more to my family, I'm giving back to people like through this podcast and helping people. It's like that's satisfying to me. And it's like, as much as I'm not going out every weekend or I'm not going out for food and like my family's got to see me like dying and stuff like this, is like end of the day, it's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job in a sense, and it's tough at times, especially like I don't want to fucking be on me, but it's tough being a father, and like not getting to have that some moments with your kids and like the food to share with them or whatever. But it's like there's always times you're going to be off. Like I've got holidays booked in Mexico, I've got stuff booked at Christmas, I've got trips planned, I've got dinners booked. So it's like these moments will catch up and I will be able to do them. And even though they're tough and I don't have them, but I don't see what I'm doing as a wasted life. I'm achieving something that a lot of people will never achieve or even fathom of achieving. So whatever we see as boring or whatever we see as not boring, it's maybe boring to somebody, but it's vice versa as well. This is what we want to do.
Yeah. I mean, my boring OCD lifestyle through those actions has allowed me to buy this flat.
Yeah.
I went to fucking Dubai for 5 weeks. I just lived in Dubai for 5 weeks. So who else, not many people can do that.
Yeah.
Discipline can be applied to anything. It can be fucking anything. We just apply it to bodybuilding, but the same thing would be said to people who sit there and like, I don't know, just say you develop apps for a living and that's your passion, that's what you enjoy, but you sit there all fucking day, Monday to Sunday, doing whatever. I don't know anything about building apps, but people will be like, oh, fucking, he's got such a boring life. He just sits in his laptop, but that's his passion. He enjoys it. He doesn't consider it a job. That's the number one thing for me. I don't want my job to feel like a job.
No, that's all I've wanted to do in life. I've always wanted a job where it wasn't a job to me. Like I was my own boss, and this is like, as much as like sometimes you get stressed and it's like, fuck, I wish I was doing better, or why is this moment taking so long to happen? It's like I'm still doing what I want to do, as much as like I don't always see it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm living the life I want to live, and I've wanted this for years and years and years. But then again, it's like you look at people, you're like, fuck, I bet he's got a good life. Like he's loaded. And I'll guarantee you, 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they're probably not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably cause so much stress, this, that, next time. I remember watching an interview with Mike Tyson, and the guy said to him, guys, were you happier when you were Mike Tyson, the boxer, and like wealthy, rich and famous, as the next thing, had loads of money? And Mike Tyson goes, money doesn't bring you happiness. And the other guy was like, it kind of does. And he's like, you've never had that much money then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, with that much money does not come happiness. It just, like, what comes with it is just horrible.
Yeah, that level of money, I can imagine, is just like, it's,
I think when you come with it, and like the circumstances and everything.
It's the people that come with it. You're going to have people that are going to try and drain you for every cent. You're going to have people who want handouts and all that. But there's a point where money buys freedom, and that's priceless. Yeah. Like the freedom to.
That's what you count as freedom, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, our freedom is the ability to train when we want. That for me is.
This is my freedom. I'm not loaded in any sense of the word, but I mean, I've got a nice house. My kids have all they want. I've got a nice car. Wife's got a car in the driveway. I've got family holidays booked in like 5-star destinations. It's like, that is enough. I've not got millions in the bank. I've not got hundreds of thousands in the bank, nothing like that. But I mean, I'm fine. I'm happy. We've got everything we need. There's nothing. Yes, more money's going to buy us more stuff, but then you're going to want more stuff after that.
You buy a bigger house, bigger stuff, more stuff.
A bigger house could be more bills. You're not making any more money.
Yeah.
But again, we're still doing what we want to do, and we're happy doing it, and we're getting to live our dream, essentially. As much as we're not absolutely fucking loaded, we're still pretty well off, and we're getting to do what makes us happy.
Yeah. For me, it was like that moment where, obviously, I bought this flat, and it's just like a stone's throw from the gym.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like fucking perfect, like perfect gym, the perfect house, like everything is but like we said, it's stemmed from fucking graft. like
years,
absolute
like,
graft.
not just like a week here and there. We're talking like
No.
every fucking day doing like what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like come easy.
Again, I feel we're going down rabbit holes here, but like, obviously, business mentorship is a huge thing just now.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of the fitness industry, and I'm afraid to say it, like, you can fucking pay as much money as you want to business mentors, but like I've seen it firsthand in people who I know that they've been to business mentors and they can't get themselves out of bed, and then they fucking bitch and moan they don't have clients and stuff. Like that's the
you need to want it.
Yeah, you need to fucking want it. Like, don't get me wrong.
Pay somebody. It's like some people pay you for a diet plan and expect because they've
exactly,
paid you.
It's the same thing.
You've thrown a piece of paper them. Shit's going to happen tomorrow for them with like not doing fuck all. I mean, fuck me, I've just paid for this. Why the fuck's not happening? It's like, I'm giving you a tool. Go fucking use it. Yeah. It's like, you need to use the tools I'm giving you to get the results. It's not that simple.
Can you make six figures as a PT or a coach? Absolutely, you fucking can.
Yeah.
But like that level of fucking dedication and graft, not many people have. And it's
like I would like obviously because Jamie's my coach, but look what him and Jace have achieved.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the upper level of success in my eyes of like where we are as coaches, like what Jace and that do. Like obviously he's a mentorship now for future coaches. He has people working for him. He's like investing in businesses and properties. Like that's where he has went from just being an online coach.
Yeah.
And that's not just like him getting lucky by getting so many clients go, I've got some money, I'll go. Like he's thought of that. He's thought, what can I do with money? That's maybe this. I'm going to do this and that. And then I'm going to get people come work for me. That's going to make me more money. And it's like, that is like the train of thought people just do not have.
Mm-hmm.
As much as like when you see, you're like, that's a good idea. They wouldn't have thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put my hands up. I don't think of this shit.
Yeah, I know. Same.
It comes in time, but it's like to have that many ideas rolling about in your head to make money. That's the people that are fucking just successful and dying to be successful.
Yeah, 100%.
I clap my hands for them because it's fucking inspiring.
Yeah, I know. It's for me, it's very much like it's the same as bodybuilding. I'm kind of like, right, what have they? That's why I love knowing like success stories of like top CEOs and stuff and top entrepreneurs. I love hearing their story and like how like they came up with shit, and I love
most
all
these
that. Like
people
that's
weren't successful until like 35, 40 either.
Exactly, yeah. So it's for
me,
me
like into the 20s, they came with ideas. Like it's fucking taking them time.
Yeah, I mean, the next thing I want to do outside of bodybuilding is buy more property. That for me that's always been something I've always been interested in. So that's that's definitely the next step for me. But it's the discipline I learned from dieting, the discipline I learned from starving on months on end. That is what has brought me to this point to think that that's so fucking doable. Just need to raise a bit of cash and buy a flat. That's not hard. That's not hard compared to what I've done. And obviously, I don't want people thinking we're pure sitting here being as arrogant as fuck. But there is merit in the fact that we have put in graft and we know how to work, and things like buying flats, buying stock, investing in whatever. That's as long as you've got the capital, it's piss easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just do it. Like, it's so yeah, it's that's another reason why like I've got just so much to be grateful for in terms of just like this whole lifestyle as a whole. It's meant of what it's taught
I don't
me.
feel you think more of this stuff when you're in prep. Like just those weeks post show, because I'm most productive in my thought, because you're just thinking at the time, but I'm most productive in my thought at the back end of prep, like what you're going to do after like the shows, or what can I do now to be better. And it's like I had a meeting last week because I'm wanting to start a business of like, I'm not going to say what, but the person I want to do with was very happy with the idea. We're both wanting to go forward, we're start looking at properties to rent it out, to turn it into the business. Then we're speaking about a second business after that, like a totally different avenue that we believe would pick off. And it's like, I've had this thought for a while, but it was literally like, I was just like, one day I was like, fuck it, I need to put this in motion. It's just a thought. And it was like, once I spoke to somebody, they're like, that's a really good fucking idea. And it's like, oh shit, someone actually thought my idea was really good. And they're like, this is really going to work. It will be a good return monthly on it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So it was just like literally putting the foot forward and just getting the wheels in motion. And it's like, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Just plans into motion. But I'm just glad that I did.
Yeah. Money aside, what have you got to lose? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
as much as like, I mean, people don't see your failures. That's the thing. They only see the fucking success, or like they don't see the suffering you go through, this, that, and the next thing. They'll see you lose on stage, or they'll see you win on stage. One of the two.
Yeah.
They'll see what took you there to get there.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But I hope our philosophical minds have
inspired some people today are rambling. But, should we have a quick look at the show?
Yeah. That's what we'll be looking at. Right. Insta-G. So I already looked. I think Bodybuilding Borders had the best photos without borders. Keep saying with.
Pull up that guy I was on about.
Which one?
The one that trains with him.
Oh,
He should be there.
Dennis Reinhold. Dennis Reinhold. Let me.
German.
Yeah, let me share my screen. So there he is.
That's the one.
Big Dennis and his fucking Scottish Silverback Podcast debut. Very nice shape. Especially for a super heavy.
Yeah. See, his back's a bit weak.
Yeah.
Fucking smoke you, mate.
We'll get him on as a guest.
He's got a nice muscular.
You won't get our patter at all.
Yeah. It's just he's got such a meaty chest, that's the thing. And it really sets off his upper half. He needs to lose the fucking earring where he looks like Backstreet Boys. He doesn't speak English and hear this. Yeah, I'm fucking smoking that, mate.
I'm gonna follow him and then give him the link to this podcast.
Yeah, just skip to this bit, mate.
There's a bit with Tim, Big Tim.
Who's big on Tim?
That wasn't him that was with him in Birmingham then.
No, I didn't think it would be.
Nah. But boy was definitely a pro, and I was definitely like, oh, can I get a photo with him? No, he's good. Very interesting to see, mate. Very interesting to see. Right, let's go to
taller, I would have thought. I think he's about the same weight, but he's a touch taller.
Well, he's German, so he's going to be some height on him as a super heavy, I think. So this is the top 6 from the Romania. Yeah, what we're thinking here. Yeah, and it's obviously just 2 shots.
Samson is very good. Like, I really do like Samson's physique, but I mean, I'm such a Rafa fan.
Yeah.
I've always been a Rafa since, it's just the flow and some of his shots, like he's kept such a nice, like, tight waist. His front double's beautiful, his front lat spread's beautiful. The only thing he needs to bring up really is his back.
Yeah, he's that. This is Samson as well. They're like oversized classic guys. Yeah,
it's really making a comeback this year. Like when Nathan like came in mega tight last week, and it was such a good. I have no idea how he placed, but he did. Yeah, a weird one.
That guy there, I keep forgetting his name. He's fucking dynamite. And then
he's really good.
Sadiq,
Milan Sadiq. I don't know who the small guy is next to Samson, but he's good.
He's not small, mate. He's in a wheelchair.
Aye, very funny. Adam boy. Quentin, I'm actually quite surprised at that.
Quentin.
He's got a very nice shape as well.
Yeah, he's got mad quads, that kind of super comfy quad.
I think his back, again, lets him down, same with Rafa.
Yeah.
But Rafa took it.
Bit soft through the upper body, but
Yeah, I think he's like 23.
Aye, I know. He's
just not hit that maturity yet to get it.
Yeah, I see
I
Angel.
like that always wins 2-1-2. That Angel, what condition, man.
Yeah, he's always fucking
Wow.
lights out. Got a free bum bag as well. That's not a bum bag. It's an actual bag. All right. It was a classic winner. That fucking.
He's always winning now. I love his look.
What's his name again?
Manila.
Tagging this one, I think.
Is it not? It's not coming up, is it?
Madel.
Yeah, Madelman. Yeah, he's really good. Big guy. I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, very, very nice physique.
Yeah, very aesthetically pleasing. What's his name? Peter Molnar.
Second.
Really? His fucking side tricep. What the fuck is that?
I know. There's Rafa there.
Yeah, that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd love to have my waist get that small again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got good. He's got the lines. It just needs to come out a touch more. Just need a bit more thickness to it and on the lower.
I wonder if he had a bit more fullness to give. I mean, you got the loose skin there through the lower lat.
Yeah.
So no, but it looks good.
Everyone's tight. It's just, I think I'm not too sure if he was better the other week. It's maybe just the photos. That's awesome. That is just.
I know. Awesome. Romania always has really nice photos, nice lighting.
Yeah, he definitely deserved it because I honestly had him almost for last week's show.
Yeah. Ashkafani.
Yeah, the condition he came in way better. So he deserved his place in the day. He's been out well off for last few shows, so he's brought it this time.
Yeah, no, he looks really good there.
Yeah. His back's special. His quads have been what's suffering. I think he just really had to diet them down. They're still not right there yet.
Yeah,
just training or something, but his quads are always deep cuts and separated.
Because Milani always comes in pure dry like that.
Yeah,
height, awesome. Like £2 coins in his separation.
Yeah, really detailed.
Yeah.
Again, he's just missing that bit of thickness to his arms, and
he's just not big enough.
Yeah, there's just thickness missing there.
Yeah. Well, there's a few what look like photo, camera phone shots.
Just Rafa's. I love Rafa's like stomach, like how just flat and detailed it is. It's crazy how tight he keeps it.
Yeah.
See the guy on the far left, his glutes.
That's look at yours. That fucking walnut arse.
You can see how perfectly full he is. Look at his lower back. Like you don't really get that striated bit on the bottom.
I hear.
Peaked very well. Yeah.
It's when you can see
really full. Samson's nailed his condition every one as well.
Who? Sorry.
Samson.
Yeah. It's when you can see the oblique insertion.
Yeah.
That's next level, and obviously there's zero loose skin.
No, nothing.
So I mean,
it's just on his lower back. That's it. But everyone's nailing condition as of late.
Like Rafa's not as conditioned as him, but you just can't beat that in terms of shape and aesthetics.
No, that's just like it's overpowering to look at.
No, so that the Romania show is always a good one. Yeah, it's really nice. So this is Quinton.
Yeah.
Backstage, as you can see, a bit soft to the upper half, but like he's only
legs are there.
So
yeah, I'd expect to like see a little bit more dryness to the side of his abs. It's just it's hard to tell because I don't want to be racist, but he's got that black kind of thicker skin. As much as you can like look there and it's like that actually is dry. It's just not like as like pounded in the face as the white guys, but you can see like there's still the fullness pushing through, but it's just there's just that like black skin layer underneath that you can't get through.
It's not that Scottish sandpaper.
No, it's neither yet.
So yeah, it was the classic always was a good showing.
Yeah, it was good.
That's just fucking so good. That
it's just so pleasing. It's
so nice. It's just so nice to look at.
Yeah. You know what? I just don't think he'll compare on the Olympia stage.
I think from his structure alone, if that was like, obviously I don't know how much he weighs, but if he pushed up to 212, that's another Keon. know what I mean?
But
So
Kieran's going back to classic.
is he? So I keep
Because he can't like compete in the 2-1-2. Or don't think he can compete, but it's just not happened for him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know if that because every time he walks on, his condition goes. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
this Molnar is a mental side tricep.
I don't understand how it's so fucking big.
Yeah, he's been around for so long. People think he's only like recently like coming to the classic scene. He's been around for fucking ages.
He's never got his pro card till last year.
Since I was at school, I can remember looking at him at like watching his YouTube in school. So he's been around forever.
It's just ridiculous, that side tricep.
Mentally.
Yeah.
And
shit.
Yeah, very nice. Bye-bye. Boring.
Same.
Cool. Right, mate. I think this has been the record for the longest one yet.
It's not far off, actually.
Oh, yeah. So,
Hope you enjoyed our rambling.
Yeah, it was good. We motivated a few people, I think. Sort their lives out.
Had our miserable stories and who we are.
Yeah, become online coaches, become millionaires. No, cheers for tuning in, guys. Again, we're going to make these more consistent once. Obviously, you're competing next weekend, so that's not happening. But we'll try to get these back up and running week on week.
If you're free, we'll try to get a wrap up as close to post show as possible, so I can give my views. And if I've got what I want, I'll fucking hang it there.
Angle it like that. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel and follow us on Instagram. And I think we should do a Q&A one next time. Obviously, we'll do a wrap up of your show. Hopefully,
I actually wanted to get some guests on, like some different guests as well. So if you guys have any suggestions or girls, men, bodybuilders, blah, 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 any ideas, put them in the comments below and we will try and contact them, get them on.
Yep, sounds good. Right, signing off, guys. Thanks very much. See you later.